All right,
Okay, guys.
Start us off with a good one.
All right, I'm Uncle Nasty. That's what you guys can.
I assumed so.
Yes, that's right, Uncle Nasty. It's like Cher. It's like, stage name.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how does it feel to be in Oklahoma City, here at the convention center, seeing all these beautiful faces ready to talk about Child's Play and Chucky?
We're very, very grateful, and we're happy that you all showed up. It seems like everyone's having a really good time, and that's what we're here for. So it's all good. That's all good.
All
right, what do you guys want to know?
What was the inspiration for auditioning for Chucky?
Yes.
You go first.
I pay my rent by acting, so that was really inspirational. I'm an actor, so getting an acting job, even here's a common misconception about actors' resumes. People think that your resume reflects your taste in entertainment. It doesn't. It reflects the jobs you got. And the opportunities you had, and the ones that hired you. I'd rather have done Schindler's List, but I got Matlock instead, and so I did it. And so Matlock pays the bills too. So.
For me, I was really young, 6. I was 5 actually when I decided to start auditioning for anything. My neighbor did a commercial, and her name was Sarah, and I saw her on my television, someone that I knew in person, and I thought that was really cool. So I told my mom, I want to do that. I can do that. And we went to her manager. I started auditioning in New York City, and that's how we got here. And then Chucky found me, and it's been downhill ever since. All right, who's next?
What has it been like to work with Dawn for so many years? I know you guys have been in the franchise for a really long time, and what's the difference between the movies and the show?
I'd say the difference between the movies and the show aren't much. It really we shoot it kind of like we shot every film. It's just a little bit longer, a little more people involved, and the story is longer and more elaborate, but the process is kind of the same. And working with Don, Don, I met him on the set of Child's Play 2. I thought he was the coolest guy I ever met. He drove a really cool car. He took me out to go see Back to the Future. And he was a writer, which is what I kind of already wanted to be. So, yeah, it's been... for me, after Child's Play 2 in 2013, because of a friendship I had developed with him as an adult, he called me back to, return to this character, which I still am incredibly appreciative of. And he's just brilliant and really enjoys what he does.
Yeah, Don's a really great guy. He's like family. He's got great taste in people, and he's a really sentimental guy. So he likes, as you can see, with the franchise, he keeps people around, And his taste in people is great. All the kids in the show are just really raised right, good, smart, humble kids. They're great.
How did they explain to a 5-year-old how they explained that, this doll is alive, and what were the direction you were given as a child to have a puppet there that wasn't really moving?
I just thought he was going to kill me, so I was just scared. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I had a really good acting coach, and I was a pretty bright kid. I had kind of taught myself how to read on that first script, and I had memorized everybody's lines, not just mine.
And real quick, how did you feel working with him, with the younger child?
He's an asshole, this guy.
Especially back then. I was the biggest diva.
No, he's awesome. He's my brother from another mother. We're super
awesome.
Close in real life.
You can tell on screen. That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I was wondering, storyline-wise, what happened between Child's Play 2 and 3? Because you two are walking out of the good guy factory, and then at the beginning of part 3, you're just in the military.
Yeah. We roamed the world for a little while. But when that kind of didn't work anymore, we got into some argument over some dumb shit. And I was like, fuck this, I'm going to military school. And
See ya.
yeah. And then we don't know what Kyle did. I don't know.
She just was a badass somewhere. Come on,
I
guys.
think she ended up in Beverly Hills.
I did. I made a stop in Beverly Hills and gave some people some drugs.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the new Chucky series, how does it feel like? Do you feel like you guys are passing the torch of the Chucky franchise to the kids, like, because they are now being chased by Chucky and all that? Like,
well, I think that who was the attention, Chucky's attention is what shifted, but it usually comes back around to us at some point. The kids are fantastic. First of all, the characters that Don wrote, I think, are each so rich, that is, and the kids do a great job with it. So we're just thrilled to be on the same team as them.
It's not passing the torch because we're still there, so we're still involved. It's sharing the torch.
Although when I did meet a 13-year-old Zach Arthur, the first thing he said to me is, "I'm the new you."
And Alex is like, calm your jets.
Yeah. Like, talk to me in 35 years, kid.
What's one of your favorite fan interactions that you've ever had?
This one's okay.
Okay, thanks. I'm glad.
We've traveled all over the country, in other countries. We've met. I mean, I've been doing this for over 22 years. I've met hundreds of thousands of people, so I can't really. Nah, everybody's been great for the most part.
Yeah, the entire horror community is it's a really great big family. I know it's sort of counterintuitive to people who don't come to these things, and they think of people that are into horror movies and they look scary, and it's just a big family. It's the island of misfit toys, and it's an honor to be part of it.
One time I was in Kentucky, and this little kid came up to me, and his parents weren't there. They were off somewhere, and he's looking at my photos, and he goes like, "He ain't real." And I said, "Well, he's like, "Yeah, but he ain't real though." And I said, "Well, yeah, it's a movie and stuff." He looks to see if his mother's looking, he goes, "That shit ain't real." So that's up there.
I was wondering if we'd ever get like a cameo from like your mom in the franchise, like Kathleen Hicks, if she would like ever be in anything, or what do you think like her character would be doing right now, like storyline wise, and could there ever be a chance of that? Like
we
getting
hinted
her
at the
involved?
idea that she's still with Mike, right? In Curse of Chucky, when I kind of was on the phone with her, but Catherine retired from acting years ago, and I don't see it happening. We of course, being me and Don, would love for that to happen, but I don't think it will.
Between the movies and the TV shows, which one was more exciting or like your favorite to film?
The TV show was the most fun time I've ever had with Chucky, like by far.
It's just so much more of it, Instead of doing, an hour and a half of storytelling every 5 years, you get to do 8 hours of storytelling every year, and it's a lot more work too, which just pays the rent. So the show, and I think the show's better than the movies. I'm a really big fan of the show. I think it's really great.
We also spent the summer in Toronto with people that we love, and going out to restaurants when we could, and spending time together.
Hanging out with Jennifer.
When Jennifer Tilly's buying you sushi, you're having a pretty good time, I guess.
Yeah.
Through the whole franchise, what has been your favorite scene to film?
I like the scene in Child's Play 2 where Kyle's on the swing set smoking a cigarette at night, and she accidentally uncovers the Tommy doll that's been buried, that Chucky killed and buried in the yard. So you see this character kind of it dawning upon her what the shenanigans that might be going on. It was fun to do that, and have her sort of, come to the conclusion that maybe Andy's not crazy.
I have a couple answers, I guess, to that. When I was a kid, it was all the stuff in the factory, working with Christine. Andy is alone dealing with Chucky a lot, so to have a teammate in this incredible set, all of that was really, really fun. Then smoking a joint with him in Cult of Chucky and torching his face. I can't say that wasn't a really good time. And then I suppose, as bizarre as it is to say, it's episode 3 of season 3 was really wild to film. Difficult, but memorable. I won't forget it.
So my question is for Elise. My mom here is your biggest fan.
Hi.
She was too shy to ask the question. What was it like going between Child's Play and 90210?
Well, one was 2 years after the other. So Child's Play was 89 and 90210 was 91. It was great. 90210 was a really fun show to do. It was a really, really big job for me. It was a phenomenon at the time, and people were getting stampeded in malls and stuff. And I got to see my own face on teen magazines, on the cover of teen magazines, which was really a fun experience. I lived with Jason Priestley for 5 years. That didn't suck. So yeah, it was a big win. The interesting thing about those two projects, though, in both cases, I played a character that was 17, and both projects brought me back to play the character at 50. It doesn't happen very often to an actor. It happened to me twice in 2 years to revisit a character that I played as a kid. So, great.
That's awesome. Thank you. I love you guys.
Thanks. Because I was just wondering, on Child's Play 2, what your favorite behind-the-scenes memories or stories were.
She has more memories than I do, given the fact that I was 8. But I just remember how really awesome the sets were in Child's Play 2. So behind-the-scenes stuff, I just remember kind of like walking through that soundstage. We were filming a couple stages away from where they were filming Back to the Future 3, and I got to go walk through all of the Back to the Future 2 set and have lunch with Michael J. Fox in his trailer.
That's awesome.
My life has been much worse since then. It's just been downhill. It's been a sliding slope that landed me where I am now compared to there. So.
Not directly answering the question, but it's an interesting answer, is that shooting that show, the movie, he was a kid, so child labor laws applied to him. So they had to work him his 4 hours or 5 hours that he could do and send him away. And the puppet takes 7 or 9 puppeteers. They're all union actors, so the puppet's very expensive. So it happens on scenes where I'm with the puppet and Alex. They'd shoot Alex out first and send him home, shoot the doll, and then send those guys all home, and I would do a lot of my work alone with nobody there, with tape. Like that red tape is Chucky, and that blue tape is Alex. Go, And I, it was an early job for me. I'm not a trained actor. I just wing it, and it was challenging to have nobody there. Really, it's acting. You're doing you're imagining the opposite acting coming to you. It's not even there. So,
but you did a fantastic job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Hi. Thank you guys so much.
You dropped something.
I did?
Yep.
Oh, that's not mine. Maybe it is. Oh, I don't know.
It's somebody's lanyard.
Lanyard. So in the franchise, you see like a really different shift with Bride of Chucky. It starts to get really campy versus being really gory an extra horror. So I was wondering, whenever you guys stepped back into the franchise, could you feel that difference? Feeling it being more campy and a little silly, like you were talking about smoking a joint?
Well, certainly, in the experience of watching the films, my return to it was in Curse of Chucky, which was not so campy at all. And then in Cult of Chucky, Andy's scenes were kind of taken seriously. It wasn't really till I got to the show, and I was
the show's campy.
doing some of the things there, and really it's watching it. But I like both sides of Chucky, you know. Some people are whatever purists, they like the original. The truth is, if it was killer doll tries to kill a little boy for 7 films, you guys wouldn't be into it anymore.
Also, anybody that gives a thumbs down to the camp, you're giving a thumbs down to Jennifer Tilly. And nobody wants a Chucky verse without Jennifer Tilly.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's only the more we expand on the universe, the more I enjoy it. So, a little bit of everything.
Cool. And the camp sort of, it's a nice contrast with the horror. You can't say that the show's not gory. We kill kids. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And I mean, it's always been about a doll that comes to life and kills you. So.
Yeah, inherently that's
the
goofy.
joke is built in.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
First, before I ask my question, I just want to thank you guys for coming out here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is more a question for Mr. Vincent.
You are so raised right. What a good kid you are.
What was your favorite?
He's 40 years old.
What was your favorite Dorif to work with?
My favorite what?
Dorif, Fiona, or Brad?
Oh gosh, I still know these people. I can't answer that.
And I'm sitting right here.
I don't know which one scares me more, quite frankly. No, they're both fantastic. Brad, I worked with his voice really most of the time. Fiona, I only had a couple scenes with. But yeah, both of them are great. The one scene that I had with Fiona in Cult of Chucky, I really loved, especially because she was Nika Chucky at the moment. And so that was really, really fun. And Brad, I mean, I've spent more time with Chucky, so I if I had to choose, I guess it would be Chucky himself. And if I don't say that, I think things will go very bad for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome to OKC. And this is for both of you, and it's kind of similar to the Dorif daughter-father series and in the TV show. What was your reaction, and how did you guys feel seeing Fiona take on young Brad in the show and in the movie, and getting possessed by Chucky herself and having to do her dad's iconic laugh or imitate it as much as she can?
And then have sex with Jennifer as her dad, and like had some heavy lifting for Fiona Dorif, and she really rises to the occasion. She's genius. It's hard stuff to do, and to shift in and out of it, it's impressive.
Yeah, she's just incredible. Both of them are just phenomenal actors. Working with her on set in that prosthetic, I didn't share a scene with her, but she did walk around in that a little bit.
Freaky as fuck.
I went and
Did you call her Brad at one point?
Yeah, it was. It didn't feel like Fiona entirely, so yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'd like to give a shout out to Zach too, though. His being possessed by Chucky, I saw it with him in the room, and I thought that they had looped Brad's voice in for him, and they didn't. That was really him. And watching him, his facial expression shift from the evil Chucky to the pouty, what's his name? Jake.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Zach in the finale of season 3, spoiler, But you should have seen it by now. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank
you guys so much.
What is y'all's favorite celebrities that y'all have met?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Favorite celebrity we've met? Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson hit on me at a party. And he wanted me to go out to his car with him for 15 minutes. And I'm like, 15 minutes? And I didn't. But if there was any celebrity in the world that you'd think that I would like just sleep with because he's famous, it's Jack Nicholson. and I didn't do it. So
I've met so many my whole life. It's like when I was 5 years old, the very first thing that I ever did in show business was a Levi's dance promo thing at Jacob Javits Center in New York City, and I got to sit on Muhammad Ali's lap at 5 years old. And then that meeting with Michael J. Fox was absolutely incredible. When I went to the set of to a taping of Saturday Night Live when I was 11, I met like 10 of the coolest people ever. So I have so many of those experiences. But I guess it's still Trent Reznor, who I'm just a massive fan of. I had a great meeting with Kiefer Sutherland recently, too. I've always loved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fun question. I've never been asked that question before. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Who's your favorite character in the Chucky show?
That's a good question, too. Let's modify your question by saying take out the legacy characters.
What's your favorite character in the show?
Who's your favorite character in the show that's, let's say, is not from the movies?
Yeah, because everyone's going to say Jennifer.
Right,
Jennifer,
we will all just say Jennifer Tilly. Yeah.
You go.
My favorite character is Lexi. I think the character's just the arc of the character was really cool. I think she does a fantastic job. So yeah, she's my favorite.
I'm fully on Team Junior. I'm a huge Junior fan. I'm sad that he met his demise because I'm a really big Junior fan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello. I want to know what your opinion is on the 2019 Child's Play remake.
You know, we get asked that every panel we ever do. When you just matter of facted it. We didn't see it, actually. We weren't thrilled with the idea that Don's story was being taken over by other people that aren't us. None of us were involved in it. And it came out at a time that kind of felt to us like it was threatening the possibility of our TV series happening. So...
It really confused fans too. There's a lot of fans that don't know that wasn't part of our juggernaut. They don't understand, and it turned a lot of people off from watching the show because they thought that was the most recent movie and the show would be taking off from there, which isn't true. So it's just not cool that it confuses the water for people.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, it's Chucky.
What is the craziest thing you've had to sign?
Craziest thing I had to sign?
Yes.
I met a dude today who has my name tattooed on his arm. I think that's kind of the craziest. Sign a person and have them tattoo it.
Yeah, I signed a girl's ass.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Careful what you ask.
Yeah.
I know you said earlier an actor's resume doesn't necessarily reflect their tastes in film. Are y'all fans of horror as a genre? And if so, what's your favorite horror movie?
Yeah, so for years I was not really a horror fan until I started doing horror conventions. Then I met a lot of really cool actors that were in things, so I started watching more. Really, I met you guys, and the community of horror fans is very endearing. Believe it or not, as rough around the edges as we might look to other people, I guess. I think we're the sweetest people around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am a horror fan, and The Shining's probably my favorite ever. I like the Saw movies. I like the Hostel movies.
I like the Hostel movies too. My favorite is The Exorcist, but I just saw a movie last week that completely fucked me up. It's called Soft and Quiet. It's a horror, like, it's kind of what we're hoping this country doesn't turn into. It's a really upsetting movie.
Okay.
Soft and Quiet.
Thank you.
How much did you guys enjoy working with your adopted parents in the second movie and Fiona Dorff?
Well, Fiona, we answered, but it's fantastic to work with her.
I had to slap her around a lot that season too. It was really intimidating to take swings at Fiona.
And the foster parents from Child's Play 2, in all honesty, didn't really connect with me at all.
They weren't particularly happy to be there for some reason.
Yeah,
so.
it just wasn't. So that kind of worked for Andy because I think there was, and for Kyle, because there was an uncomfortable kind of relationship built into the script already. But yeah, they just weren't, didn't go out of their way to get to know us.
Yeah. Right, thanks.
Can you do a Chucky voice?
If I ever end up doing the Chucky voice, it'll be on the show or the movie or something. No,
Yeah, I'm terrified. Like that. Don would write that for either one of us.
Yeah.
I don't want. That's a. Woof.
I may or may not have practiced in my car a few times. But. All right, we have to go to our photo op. So thank you guys all
Thanks,
for coming.
guys. We're at our tables all weekend.
We are at our tables. If you haven't been, if you had a question you didn't ask, or you want to come see us there, see us there.
Yeah, y'all definitely go to their tables and go say hi again in person.